All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pole here at Fleeger Farm TV as we are set here to roll tonight with the FMA Wiggle Wraps, or no, FFTv, sorry, FMA FFTv Cup Series. We're watching qualifying at the moment. We got about 6.5, or just under 7 minutes left of qualifying to go. Everybody's trying to get that time slot dialed in. Right now, you're looking at a 50.02 by Donald Ray. They roll down here into the corner. Off the backstretch, that'll be corner number 3. Robert Tester there in the number 36. Pennzoil machine here tonight. Tommy Polk there in the number 96. Got a decent field here, over 20-something cars. Dustin Rogerson out here in the number 123. Robert Milbrath there in the 45. 5.5 minutes before we get things rolling here with as we're sitting here in qualifying, trying to see who's out on track, seeing who's putting down the best times. There's Robert Tester there in the 36. Here is Benjamin Smith. Ain't got that working. Means we might not need that. There you see 367 of Jim Treat. Bobby Watts in the 37. And just keep an eye here on the qualifying for just a moment. I'll be back in just a split moment. I am back. As we have the Cup Series ready to take on Daytona tonight. Jim Treat out there in the 367. Lorenzo pulling in with a 5-point. Let's see if we can get Ray. I have on my scoreboard with a 50.03. And Brian has a 50.02. So there must not be a whole lot that separates them two on the scoreboard. We have Glatfelder with a 50.05. Mark Nelson with a 50.06. Definitely have a tight field at the moment here as we get drivers all dialed in here. 2 minutes of qualifying left to go, and then we'll get on to our warm-ups. Everybody's getting dialed in here, getting everything situated just where they want the cars. There you can see Barney up in the flag stand. Fred's down there in the pace car, all set to go for tonight. "20 seconds left in qualifying. Then we're going to be able to go and hit for our warm-up for a quick moment right before we get into tonight's main event. I'm sure how many laps it is. We'll figure that out here in just a quick moment. As qualifying has ended. So if we can, let's take a moment and reflect on our flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Alrighty, with warm-ups taking place. Driver out there getting used to running around each other as they come down here through off of corner number 4. Down through here, now we got one in pit road there. As another group sets on to try and battle this forward. And I'm not sure how much some have been paying attention to the news lately, but I've been hearing some rumors, and possibly starting next year, Dodge might be making a comeback in racing here with NASCAR. So that'll be interesting seeing the Dodge Ram come back into the Truck Series. And supposedly, for me personally, fingers crossed, Dodge comes back in for the Cup cars by 2028 is what I'm hearing rumor-wise. I'm not sure if that's completely true or not, but that's kind of what I'm hearing around the rumor mill at the moment. So here at Fleeger Farm TV, Fleeger Farm Motorsports, we would make the switch from the Fords over to the Dodge if that is the case. We see the 37 Wonder car. Shockey Tarpley back here in the number 12 machine, making his way to pit road. And we got a minute and a half left. And that's what I was afraid of there. Turn you off because we got them working now, so. Went a couple weeks without my logos working completely or my backdrop like on our driver thing, so I got to change that. So just give me a quick moment now that I have the ability to do so. Before, I didn't have the ability to get that situated correctly, and we were not in the right area per se. Nope. Okay, we need NASCAR thing here. Where are you? Right here. All right, here we go. We're getting ready for the race. Let's get our grid up here to see where everybody is at. All right, we got Brian Lorenzo there in first, Donald Ray in second, Adam Gladfelder there in third, Mark Nelson in fourth, Chris Cornett in fifth, Jim Treat there in sixth, Amir Bascom there in seventh, Robert Milbrath will roll off tonight in eighth, Robert Tester there in ninth with Ollie Reeves rolling off tonight in 10th. And we have Jeffrey Cox there in 11th, Tommy Polt there in 12th, and 13th tonight, that's going to be the likes of Chris Emerson, and 14th, Benjamin Smith with Carson Youngblood there in 15th, Chase Matsko there 16th. 17th is Michael Taylor with 18th being Daniel Havens. Jeff Ward in 19th, Derek Buckaloo there in 20th. Shockey Tarpley there in 21st. Austin Hunt in 22nd. 23rd is David Dubell. Jamie MacArthur rolling off tonight in 24th. 25th is going to be Bobby Watts with Dustin Rogerson there in 26th. Austin Stucker there in 27th. Michael Walker the second there in 28th. Bryce Reiner there in 29th. Jamie Gray in 30th. Graham Connolly there in starting first. Michael there in 32nd, and that is your field here tonight as they are getting ready to come across. And Jet coming into the backstretch there. Oh, why are those on? That shouldn't be on. There we go. Turn those up, and you should be off too. Why you're not, I don't know. There we go. All right, here we go. We got everything lined up. We're getting ready to roll here. 80 laps the distance here tonight at Daytona for the FFTv Cup Series, brought to you by Freedom Motorsports Alliance. Fred pulls that pace car down there onto the pit road. Here they come through that restart zone, and there we go for the start. Brian Lorenzo out there to a great start as they roll down the front stretch here. Side by side, way up there against the outside wall RPU. Now you got the 36. I believe that was the 36 Pennzoil machine diving into the inside row there. Or no, that's the one right behind him. That's the 32 of Jeffrey Cox. Jumping in line. We got one playing a little peekaboo on the connection. That's the 45 of Robert Milbrath as they fight side by side down here in the corner at number 1, or 3 and 4 rather, as they're coming around to complete lap number 1. Now we're on board here with Jim Treat down here through the front stretch. They come across the line, battling it out. There they go, side by side. Coming down that front stretch, and here we go. We got some battles going on back here. There's the 96. Tommy Polt, as we're looking at Benjamin Smith there in the 33, rolling there through the corner. Now we're jumping up to Carson Youngblood in the 3 down there on the inside. Everybody's trying to find that position, find that momentum early here. Still long ways of racing, though, in some minds, but some minds also are thinking we got to try to move along. We see that 51 Ollie's machine up there towards the outside lane. That is Ollie Reeves. They work down through the back stretch here, or front stretch, through the restart zone down here across the stripe. That is the 3 machine of Carson Youngblood, sitting there in about 14th position as it sits right now. As they work down here through off of corner number 1 and 2, down here onto the back stretch. Side by side all the way through. Brian Lorenzo still leads the way. Adam Glatfelder there in 2nd with Donald Ray in 3rd. As you see them all side by side as they come roaring down the backstretch. As we got the 32 of Jeffrey Cox jumping down there to the bottom side now, getting underneath the 51. Or rather, the 51's closing the gap on the outside, getting up there behind Robert Milbrath in that 45. They come down here across the stripe, almost getting 2 packs rolling at the moment. There you see the lead pack there, Adam Gladfelder there in the 44. Down there on the inside, pushing the 1 of Lorenzo. Up there on the outside, you got the 86 of Mark Nelson. Donald Ray leading that outside lane. Down there through, off, up 2, back down the backstretch. 1 possibly looking to the middle lane, but not quite yet. Now we've got a couple back here towards the back. Looking into the middle lane, and I think they kind of equaled it out there. As I thought I saw them start battling 3rd lane, but now that 2nd pack has pretty much all single filed out back here behind this front pack of leaders. As they work down here off of the front stretch tri-oval down here towards corner number 1 once again. Side by side they go. Everybody working together as they can. You got the 83 down there on the inside. Milbrath still having some issues with connection. I just see him there blink in and out. As we head back out of 2 down the backstretch once again. Let's go ahead, and I know it's early, but we're here on lap 5. Let's see if we can wake that groundhog. got Jeff Ward up there on the outside of that number 89. Working his way towards the front. He's up 10 positions from where he started. Chase Matsko there in 7th position. He's up 7 position, or sorry, up 9 positions from where he started. You see that Batmobile down there on the inside. There goes. Sorry, that was the Monster Machine. 32 of Jeffrey Cox diving it in there to the bottom line. Now he's going to try to help here as the 86 Mark Nelson rolls there towards the front. Currently sitting there in 6th position. 3rd car back on that outside lane. Ollie now jumping up there to the outside. Trying to keep that block going on, but almost pulled that run a little late as that outside line was getting a good run there off of the corner as they now head down here into corner number 1. Once again, heading around here into 2. As we're on board there with Jim Treat in that. What is that? Great Race machine. It looks like it has a Batman logo on the hood. As they roll here down through 1 and 2. 66 up there on the high side of Chase Matsko. As we are rolling down through here, the 45 of Robert Milbrath down there on the inside, leading that inside lane. So hopefully that won't cause too much of an issue. The way his connection is, seems to be stabilized at the moment. Now we work down here through into the next corner. Off of 2, back out onto the backstretch. We've got Bascom down there on the inside. No, sorry, that's Donald Ray down there on the inside. Bascom's up there on the high side in that 2 machine up there right behind Ollie. And they work here off of turn number 4. Heading back out onto the front stretch. Getting a little antsy here at lap number 10 as we are about to put 10 laps in the books. And begin lap 11 down here through the front straightaway out through the trioval. Down here into corner number 1 they go. Side by side at number 51. Ollie leads that outside lane with the number 2 right there behind him of Amir Bascom. Then you got the 86 there of Mark Nelson. Now, the one thing I want to point out is that number 2 seems to really be pushing hard on the back of Ollie. And he's got to be careful not to do it too much. He doesn't want to heat that engine up too bad. As we saw here, I believe it was Sunday night when we were watching the Xfinity Series taking on their recruitment race. We saw one of their drivers blow an engine. So we don't want to see that happen here, as it could still happen as tight as these cars are running together. You've got to make sure you're getting off the bumper of the guy in front of you and getting enough air onto the front of your car to cool that engine down. Otherwise, you could risk it to heat it up and blow it up. And they run here off of 2. Back out on that backstretch. There you see the second pack back there. It's being led along there. Let's see if we can find a number here. Jamie MacArthur in the number 75, I think, is down there on the inside. As the Wonder Machine, the 37, I believe, is up there on the high side, pushed along by Shockey Tarpley. They'll clear and possibly drop down there to the bottom side as they try to get back up here to the lead pack. It's battling side by side. Milbrath still having some connection issue. Everybody's single filed out back here towards the back. Here you see Jamie Bray back in the 41. Pushing along at 30 of Austin Stucker. No, I can't right now, Abram. Down here off of corner number 3 and 4. They come as a 40 there, or the 30 there of Austin Stucker is being pushed along by Jamie Bray. Down here through off of corner number 1 and 2 now. You're looking there at Tommy Pope as he's there at the back bumper of Daniel Havens. This is for 23rd and 24th spot as they work down here off the back. Everybody's still up front battling side by side. Here you see Ollie up there on the outside lane, pushing along Lorenzo. Back here a little bit, this is 7th and 8th position back here. Jim Treat and Chris Emerson, Amir Bascom falls back here to the back of the front pack here as we got now a second pack forming up. Possibly back here as we got Benjamin Smith back here in the 33. He's the last car in that pack. Well, take it back. Robert Milbrath has fallen back here to about 18th. As still, connection issues seems to be plaguing him a little bit as we see more cars come off the corner there. As Michael is there in that number 8 machine. Caution is out. Unsure where this caution is. Have to see. Okay, it looks like Chris Emerson having trouble. We'll have to see if that is where it come from. And that is, oh man, he just got loose, got hooked, and up into that outside wall. Comes sliding down there. Not sure if that was completely it or not. We'll have to see here. And that's the only thing I'm coming up with at the moment. As you see Milbrath up there on the high side. A couple of them bumping around here. Having slight issue under caution. Not sure what the issue is as we are here under caution. Let's take a commercial break and we'll be back here in just a moment.
You down. These late nights turn to days. Don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart, heart. You can have it back. Only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like I'm afraid of the only things I can't change.
Lights are still on that pace machine as we come around here. Everybody came into the pits. Working here tonight, working on through. Down here off of corner number 2. They're side by side. Donald Ray out front. Mark Nelson there in second. Brian Lorenzo there in third. Amir Bascom there in fourth. Adam Glatfelder there in fifth. Jim Treat there in sixth. Chris Cornett in seventh. Ollie Reeves there in eighth. With Carson Youngblood there in ninth. Robert Tester, there in 10th. Jeffrey Cox 11th. Chase Matsko at 12th. Jeff Ward there in 13th. Derek Buckaloo there in 14th. 15th, rounding out your top 15, that is Dustin Rogerson. Rounding out the top 20 is Daniel Havens, Michael Bobby Polk, Shacky Tarpley, and Bobby Watts. It looks like we got about a field of 30 drivers here on track. Fred pulls that pace car off. We're back. Green flag racing as they come to the restart zone. Side by side, Donald Ray out there in front, down there on the inside, getting a decent push there from third place driver Brian Lorenzo to help them get out to an early lead. As now the pack tries to chase them down. You see Adam Glatfelder there in the number 44 as they come down here through off of corner number 1 and 2. They got the 51 of Ollie there as well as they work back out onto the backstretch. Side by side there from about 6th position back, maybe 7th position on back as they work down here off of the corner. There we're seeing the 32 of Jeffrey Cox as they work down here in the corner once again. Now up there on the top side, the 86 of Mark Nelson. As they work on down through here off the corner, down here in the straightaway once again, down back stretch, or are we back into turn number 1? Now, how about we turn on the little map just so we can kind of make sure we're getting the right area of the track called. I sometimes have issues with that as we come down the backstretch here. Turn number 2. Onto the backstretch. Everybody's side by side back there in about 6th on back, or 7th on back rather. 7th and 8th are side by side. That's the 81 there of Derek Buckaloo in 7th. Down there in 8th. 3 wide now as Buckaloo ends up in that sucker hole. Gets it pulled out though and manages to stay ahead. As they fight side by side back there, 7th to 8th. Chase Matsko. I don't know that name, but I possibly should. As they work down the backstretch. Caution is out for another time. We'll see if we can find out where that caution lies. I'm not seeing any position change here. There it was, the 35. I just happened to catch it there. That's the 35 of Michael Taylor getting spun around there. Here, we'll take another look at it. Gets hooked around down the backstretch. right, here we go. Hitting back here on lap number 23. Let's see if we can get somebody here in the booth to chat with us. See who's up there towards the front. Austin Stucker, Daniel Havens. See if I can get this to work here. Good evening there, Daniels. How's it going? Daniel, can you hear us okay?
Oh, yeah, I got you, man.
Well, we're under caution here at lap number 23 for another time here tonight. How do you think this race is going to play out tonight?
Oh, you know, can't really tell this early. It's lap 24 of 80 at Daytona, so I'm thinking we're going to get a couple more wrecks in there. Trying to stay either way far in the back, try to stay out of everything, or if I can make it to the front like I did in this caution, stay up front and try to just control the field.
Well, we're looking at your car right now. It looks like you got a little bit of front end damage on that machine. Is that you think that's gonna affect you much?
Yeah, it might a little bit if I get to the front of the pack, but if I can just stick behind this 32 for the majority of this race, we can. I think we might be able to do something at the end.
Well, hopefully it does work out for you, and hopefully that damage is not, that detrimental. As I see the 86 also has some damage up there leading that outside lane, so hopefully that'll slow him down a little bit for that inside lane where you're at to help pull up there.
Yeah, man. We'll see how the race ends up.
Well, good luck to you as we get ready to go back green.
All right, thanks, brother.
Daniel Havens there in third right now, as you see there in that Mountain Dew 64 machine. And getting ready for the restart. Mark Nelson there up on the outside in that 86. There's Jamie MacArthur in the 75. They're coming out of corner number 4, the 45. Robert Milbrath really struggling here tonight. Is now he's pulling off pit road. Got to try to catch back up here to the pack. And we see them all working there off up 4. Side by side. Bobby Watson, the 37. Brian Lorenzo there in the 1. Ollie Reeves there in the 51 as they now come down there through the front stretch into the heading down there in the corner number 1. A lot of moving parts as they come down here. Outside lane trying to work together there. The 75 up there leading it at the moment on the outside of the 30. The first 4 cars break away down there in front for a moment as that outside lane starts to come together. Hopefully they can string it together and get somewhere. There's the 44. Glatfelder as they work down here in the corner number 1, corner number 3 and 4 as they work back here off of the corner, heading there side by side they go. Glatfelder sitting in about 13th position as it stands right now, as everybody's single or double file for the entire pack pretty much as they roll through on to another lap here at lap number 26. And the 36 got put 3 wide there for a moment. I think, if my eyes aren't deceiving me, but they could be, as we head down here in the corner number 3, off of corner number 2 onto the backstretch. Side by side they go. There you see the 32 of Jeffrey Cox trying to push that bottom side, getting up there. And I wonder if that damage is causing him a little bit of an issue not the 32, but the 64, rather, trying to get up there and push along. As that outside lane is moving pretty well. As now we got about 6 cars down there leading out front of the pack. As you're looking there, the 86, Mark Nelson sitting there in about 11th position. You got Daniel Havens in the 64. He's sitting about 8th position down there on the inside. He's in that row of cars trying to just fight for that track position. As the 86 of Mark Nelson is there trying to roll up there on him. There you see the 45 of Milbrath going a lap down, as he's had, like we said, some connection issues here throughout the night, and I think it's definitely caused him some problems. As we work here off of turn number 4, heading down through the short chute down here across the stripe to make it now lap number 28 as they work here off of the trioval into corner number 1 once again. The 30 UPS of Austin Stucker down there on the inside. You got the 66 of Chase Matsko up there on the outside, being pushed along by Chris Cornett, net number 83. Low side, in that Wonder car, that's the 37 of Bobby Watts. As you see, everybody's trying to push as much as they can for track position. As everybody up front is single file, everybody back here is in double file. So we're trying to keep an eye on what's going on, and I don't think the 64 of Daniel Havens is really liking being out front where he is right now, as that damage is definitely going to slow them down a lot more with him being the lead car of that pack as they work down here into corner number 2. As there is separation now between the front pack and this pack that we're currently watching, as the 66 drops down there to the bottom side. That's Chase Matsko. And everybody working off onto turn number 3. Up here at the front, no lead changes as of yet. Everybody is still battling it out. They trying to see if they're going side by side again, and they're not. Everybody just single file, but just that close. Trying just to click these laps away at the moment, as we're now here on lap number 30 of the 80 scheduled distance tonight. Now we see Nelson there. There's the 8 of Michael. He tries to work his way up there towards the pack, and there you see them double file back there behind him, as the 14 looks to be way off pace. That's Bryce Reiner. Back here towards the back, way off pace, along with the 73 of David Duval. And he's got Jamie Bray there stuck behind him. Way off pace here tonight. Now we see the 8 there. Michael really working there to try to stay with the group now. And that 86 of Mark Nelson there in front of him. Got that Miller Genuine Draft machine running pretty well. Chase Matsko there out of Saxonburg, PA. You're rolling that 66 Dr. Pepper machine off of corner number 4, back down here through the short chute, heading towards that trioval of the start-finish line. And we are now on lap number 32 for these drivers. Out front, it's Ollie Reeves leading the way. As that pack is now a pack of 4 battling it out down the backstretch. You got a couple more sitting back here a little farther. That's Donald Ray, Jamie MacArthur, and Jeffrey Cox. A 3-car pack there as they try to get back up there to the lead pack. There you see them single file coming off of corner number 4. Brian Lorenzo out of Bronx, New York. Robert Tester out of Morgantown North. Rockwell, Texas for Donald Ray. And at number 19. as he's trying to get up there to battle for the lead as well. He's sitting back here toward the back of this first pack. Jamie MacArthur, Jeffrey Cox, Chris Cornett leads the second pack as they come storming down here into corner number 3, trying to get that pack to really push along and see if they can close the gap between them and the pack in front of them as they separate a little bit here off of corner number 4. Those front 4 really doing well, and it looked at the 36 and just trying to stay in line out of Robert Tester. Just trying to stay in line behind Bascom, Lorenzo, and Reeves. Down here out of corner number 2. Everybody doing what they can. Looking really, really good here off the back stretch now. Down here into corner number 3. You got Ollie Reeves there out front. Brian Lorenzo there second. Amir Bascom there in third. Robert Tester fourth. Donald Ray fifth. Jamie MacArthur here in sixth. Jeffrey Cox in 7th with Chris Cornett in 8th. Derek Buckaloo there in 9th with Shockey Tarpley there in 10th. Rounding out your top 10 here. And Chase Metzko in the 66 trying to work his way back on down into that top 10 as he's currently sitting there in 11th position. Mark Nelson there in 12th out of Pierre, South Dakota. Working to see if he can find his way up there into the top 10 as well. We got Michael back here working where he can to get that number 8 machine working towards the front. You got the 89 there, Jeff Ward. Normally a front runner on road courses here in FMA, but finds himself in the middle of the pack, just trying to survive Daytona. I roll through 3 and 4. Robert Tester up here in 4th, doing what he can to stay with that front group. But here comes the 75, and Jamie MacArthur making a good draft run. And just look at him close that gap there with the draft between him and Tester as they work here off of the corner. They're going to try to see if they can work side by side down there underneath the 2 of Bascom, and they do so. Now they're looking at the 1, and they're trying to see if they can storm all the way to the front as they got a great run going there on the inside lane, and they do so. That's going to be Tester to the front as they work here through 3 and 4. Here comes the 19 of Donald Ray. He's going to get around Ollie, and that's going to help bring that back pack up there towards the front. As now the front 4 have changed who's running there, and the back 3 have kind of done a little switcheroo here as well, as they now have to try to battle back up here and try to stay in line. What a run there between Tester and MacArthur to get those 2 cars up there into the first and second. And they're coming down there now out of corner number 2, down that backstretch. Brian Lorenzo there in the 1. We got trying to see who's leading that second pack. That's Chris Cornett. Leading that next one back, that's going to be the 96 of Tommy Polt. And right behind him is the 1, 2, 3 of Dustin Rogerson. Adam Glatfelder back here in 17th. Carson Youngblood in 18th. Jim Treat there 19th. Bobby Watts in 20th. Now we got another pack back here. Benjamin Smith, Michael Walker, Austin Hund. And you can kind of see on your map, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs running around, and then you got 2 drivers just trying to find some sort of rhythm to get themselves around here and back into contention here. They're really off the pace trying to make something happen. But the Bryce Reiner, 14, is trying to work his way now off of turn number 4. But the leaders are coming. He's going to have to either get to the apron or get clear to the outside and give way as he is a lap down and going another here as we work here off of the corner. Down here through off of corner number 2. Reiner going to the outside. He's going to give way to the leaders. Trying to be courteous and get out of the leaders' way, giving them all the room they need down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. As that seems to be the preferred line at the moment, is everybody along the bottom. There's Adam Glatfelder out of Mobile, Alabama. As they work down here in the corner number 1 once again. Looking back there, there comes that fourth pack across, third pack. Looks like we've lost a pack somewhere as they're starting to get single file and meet up once again. That front pack getting a little bit of racing going on. There's, we see the 96 going to the outside, or I'm sorry, no, it's not the 96. That's the 89 possibly of Jeff Ward. Oh no, that's the 14 I was looking at, but the 89 of Jeff Ward's picking up that lap machine, and that's going to help bring that outside row up. So the 14 there, Bryce Reiner now up there leading, kind of, but he's a lap down car as that helped the back, get this pack bunched back up again. As we see, here comes the 86. The 96 is going to come rolling up here as well. So now we're gaining a bigger pack of cars to try to get more racing going on. Here's we're halfway through, working down here on the backstretch. Still have one pack kind of just left out there in a lurch almost as Benjamin Smith is second car back. Or no, he is the leader of that pack, sorry. Benjamin Smith there in that number 33. He's got the 22 right there behind him of Michael Walker. Austin Hunt up there to his outside. Up here through this pack, it's all single file until you get to about the 37. Bobby Watts, who goes around the 367 of Jim Treat. Jim Treat not really wanting to give up that spot as he fights back on the bottom side. He's got with him that number 2 of Amir Bascom. As we got battles going on up a little farther. Side by side, they're up on the outside lane. That's the 8 of Michael. And the 14 is not wanting to give up too much track position. No, he's down there in front of the leaders. Him and Jeff Ward are working together out there at the front. And Jeff Ward is now your leader. I wasn't sure about Jeff Ward earlier as he was kind of just hanging back quite a bit in the middle of the pack. And all of a sudden, here he comes, a head full of steam, up through the pack, and now he's working there with the lap car. Bryce to work up there through the pack, and now is leading the race. They work here off at corner number 2. The pack really strong here as they come back down the backstretch. And I'm guessing that we're probably going to have one more pit stop if this thing stays, well, either way, if it stays green or not. I think we're going to have one more pit stop to make it to the finish. And I don't believe they'll make it all the way, but I could be completely wrong. There's Chase Matsko out of Saxburg, PA. Once again, they're in 5th position. Jeffrey Cox there in 6th. Michael Lemisic there in the 8th. Running 7th position right now. What do we have for big movers tonight? Michael was up 25 spots from where he started. Jamie MacArthur up 21 spots from where he started, up here in the number 75, sitting in 3rd. 18 spots to the positive is Jeff Ward, up here leading the race. Some of your biggest losers are Robert Milbrath back here in 30th, as he is running here 22 spots minus where he started. So tough night there for Milbrath as they work here off the corner, back across the front straightaway. Looks like the 8 is on pit road along with the 32 at Jeffrey Cox. Mark Nelson is also in. As the drivers now come down the backstretch. More drivers coming in. The 30 of Austin Stucker. David Duvale is coming in. We have other takers. The 73 is coming in. Oh, that is the 73 that we're looking at. Sorry about that. And here we go. The 75 looks like he's going to make it into the pit lane of Jamie MacArthur as he'll come by himself. And he comes storming there off the front straight. This is also going to gap some of the field out. Now, if you watch the actual Daytona 500, the one thing I found interesting is the way they pit per manufacturer. The team manufacturers will figure out where they want to pit. They split the Fords up into two groups there during the 500. So right now, you pretty much have Chevrolets and Fords out there, as it's a big pack of Chevrolets running in this field here tonight. Only two Toyota, well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Toyotas. And as I said earlier, that I'm kind of hoping it becomes the case. It'd be nice to see another manufacturer come in. And there's talks that Ford, Dodge very well make an appearance once again. Chase Matsko sitting back here fourth. Ollie Reeves here in fifth. Brian Lorenzo here in sixth. Shockey Tarpley back here in seventh, up 14 positions from where he started. Dustin Rogerson up 15 spots from where he started. Michael Walker up 11. Michael there in the 8. He's up 12. He was up farther, but came into the pits. As we see a few more possibly coming in. And we're getting down here to about 30 to go. And we see Donald Ray out of Rockwell. There is out of Hawthorne, Amir Bascom. Benjamin Smith back here toward the back. Leading that back pack. Coming out of turn number 2 at the moment as everybody else is coming there off of turn number 4. As we're on board there with Smith as he works down the backstretch. Oh, 64 made it on the pit road. Daniel Havens. The 33's coming in. So's the 22 of Michael Walker. So Benjamin Smith, Michael Walker both coming to pit lane. Now here comes a lot more. What a busy stop this one's going to be as they all come flailing down here to pit lane. Trying to make it here on this stop. They all do a great job staying off of one another as they all come in. That's going to bring the 30 and the 75 around. Jamie MacArthur now is coming back up here towards the front. And we have all the leaders down there on pit road. Everybody's trying to work off. Here they all come storming off of pit road. What a pit stop that was. As they all come storming in, now they all come storming out. Jeff Ward comes rolling out as your leader. First one in, first one out here on this cycle of pit stops. And you notice that blue cone back there, they all got to stay down below that yellow line until that blue cone. That is the blend line. They got to stay there until they come back out to properly blend onto the racetrack. Pretty much yielding to the traffic above them. So they can't enter the track down there in turns 1 and 2. They got to wait till the backstretch. Now we see them all coming, storming around here. Now we're looking there at the 1. Brian Lorenzo, Ollie Reeves there in third position. Lap number 51 on the board. And we have 50 laps complete, 30 laps to go. Amir Bascom here in 10th. Jim Treat, Dustin Rogerson back here, 11th and 12th. Tommy Pope also back here. And as you see there on the map, they definitely have spread out quite a bit more here now as Chase Matsko is on pit road along. I thought we had another one there. We did. The 75 was on pit road, but he's coming rolling off of Jamie MacArthur. And we got a two-car tandem of Jeff Ward and Bryce rolling out there in front as we got everybody else battling for position back here in this pack. There you see the 36 of Robert Tester. What a battle going on here tonight. As now with the laps winding down, we're under 30 to go. Everybody knows it's go time. They got to try to get up there and get as much as they can for track position here tonight as they pull down the backstretch. Every little bit help. Oh boy, hang on to it there. 1, 2, 3 of Dustin Rogerson. Jim Treat giving him a nice little shove back there. And they come there through 3 and 4 back out onto the front stretch. Side by side as they come there, you see Milbrath once again having issues going back down into the pits. And they come rolling off of the tri-oval, back heading down into corner number 1. The 19, Donald Ray, drops to the inside as they come rolling here through 1 and 2. Ward's got to really be careful as he's got to really watch, be careful. And as well as that lap machine, Bryce, he's got to make sure that he don't cut off a lead car and cause problems. Now we see there on the outside lane, what a run there by the 1 and 51, Ollie and Brian Lorenzo up there on that high side, getting that outside lane to work. Can that inside lane prevail? Coming down here, no they cannot. That outside lane of 4 cars ends up shooting by on the outside across the outside stripe. Down here back into corner number 1, they go with 54 laps on the board. Down here through 1 and 2. Go back, farther back in this pack, Jim Treat behind Dustin Rogerson, who's leading that pack on its way, trying to see if this pack can get up there and chase down the lead pack. Haven't got the 45, and oh no, the 123 getting loose, ends up down through the grass, trying to bring it back up on track. Does so peacefully. Not quite what you want to have happen as we're looking back up here in 9th position at the number 44 of Adam Glatfelder. Jim Treat in that 367 now leads that second pack as Tommy Pope there in 11th. Carson Youngblood there in 12th. Jeffrey Cox in 13th. Mark Nelson there in 14th. Robert Tester there in 15th. Rolling down that front stretch in the corner number 1 and 2. Now they work off the corner down the backstretch. It's still Ollie Reeves out front. There you see Donald Rain at number 19. Trying to help that bottom lane of the lap down car of Bryce Reiner. Jeff Ward and himself get up there towards the front, but a lot more cars up there on the high side. So the momentum's up there on the high side, kind of. But that inside lane really sticking strong, and they now come back through the restart zone. 25 laps to go as we head back down into corner number 1. Jim Treat leading that way pack back here, and they're slowly gaining on that lead pack. If they can all just stay in line and push, they might be able to catch that lead pack here as there's 25 laps to go, and the draft could possibly help them. 45, Robert Milbrath stuck there between them as he got passed by the lead pack. Austin Hunt and Michael Walker back here in about 20th and 21st position. You got the 35 of Michael Taylor, Jamie Bray, and Benjamin Smith back here in a 3-car tandem, trying just to log some laps. They could be in trouble going a lap down by this lead pack as well before this is all set through. As that lead pack looking really strong with that inside lane now getting most of the help. Back here, there you see Milbrath up here on the high side, letting this pack roll by on the bottom. They work there now off of corner number 3 and 4. This one's working off of corner number 2. As they work here through 3 and 4. I might have misspoke. The other group might be through 1 and 2. As Lorenzo now goes to the lead. As the outside lane is starting to prevail. And there you see what I was talking about. That 3-car tandem is in jeopardy back here of going a lap down. So now we got 3 cars in potential of having a problem back here. We got David Duval, Austin Stucker back here. Now this is kind of interesting the way this could happen. Oh no, I'm sorry, okay. I am misspeaking here. Michael D. Taylor is the next car to go a lap down. He's in 24th right now. As they are getting swallowed up here by the leaders. As you see the 41 down there on the inside of Jamie Bray. Austin Hunt, they're all just trying to hang on to what they have back here. Austin Hunt back here. In this 3-car tandem. As everybody up here in this main pack just trying to finish it out. Side-by-side racing as they come down here through the backstretch into corner number 3. The 89 of Jeff Ward sitting in about 7th. And that's just how quickly things can change here. As you recall, he was leading this race not too long ago. And now he finds himself 7th position there on the inside of that outside lane. Is trying to get themselves worked back up again. As you got more cars storming out of the corner here as they come across the stripe. Tommy Polt in that number 96 right behind Jim Treat as they work down here off the stripe down here towards corner number 1. Everybody side by side up here for that lead pack with Derek Buckaloo up there on the high side trying to lead the race, but he's got company from Brian Lorenzo down there on the inside. Derek Buckaloo there falling back now to 3rd. Chris Cornett in 4th with that number 83 machine. Looks like up there on the outside lane, right behind the 81. Second and third place drivers are up 18 spots from where they started. Jeff Ward is up 12. Michael is up 16. Chase Matsko down 11 spots from where he started. As these drivers are doing a wonderful job here tonight. Only really 2 cautions so far. We got Cox that has went off track and ended up coming back on. Entered pit lane. Now he's exiting pit lane here. So problems there for the 32 of Jeff Cox. As they come storming down here. Off the front straightaway. Single filed out. There you see Adam Glatfelder there in 7th. Who is rounding out this field? That looks to be the 19 of Donald Ray, who is back here at the back of the pack. Jeff Ward moved himself up there in the 6th as he's trying to find his way back up there towards the front. The 2 of Bascom there in 2nd. Tarpley, now our biggest mover, up 20 positions from where he started, and he leads the Cup Series here tonight for the Figure Farm TV Cup Series, along being brought to you by the Freedom Motorsport Alliance. They work on down here off the corner. And through the tri-oval they come. Side by side there for 18 laps to go. We see, where's the next pack at? That'd be the 51 of Ollie Reeves. As they try to really push along. There you see the 41 trying to stay with them. That's the 41 of Jamie Bray. And they work here off the corner. Derek Buckaloo back here. Working on the outside lane. And we still have Jim Treat and the others back here. Carson Youngblood working here off of corner number 4. They're all single file, just trying to make something happen back here. Everybody else is back quite a ways. There you see the 1, 2, 3 of Rogerston. MacArthur back here in the 75, along with the 30 of Austin Stucker. David Dubale. Jamie Bray back here. Benjamin Smith. So the lead, on the lead lap, the last car on the lead lap, you got 21 cars on the lead lap still, which is surprising to me. Austin Hunn back here in 21st. Our last car on the lead lap. Trying to see where the gap is to the 12 car. And there's still quite a distance between them and up here at the front pack. Now, could they still catch them by the end of the race? There's still that possibility. As there's 16 laps left to go here for the FFTv Cup Series. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing action that you're watching here tonight, here from Daytona, as everybody's rolling down the backstretch here up front. Derek Buckaloo in that number 81. The 19 of Donald Ray, rounding out that pack. Back here, you got Jim Treat, followed by Carson Youngblood. I'm trying to figure out where the next pack is. There it is. Being led along by the number 1 of Brian Lorenzo. And he's got Jeff Ward back there. And hold on a moment. Where's Ollie Reeves? There's the pack I'm looking for. Ollie Reeves, Jim Treat. So Ollie Reeves is here in amongst the 3 lap down cars. And here comes a little bit of that pack back up there to him as we're at 15 laps to go. Havens out, Emerson out, Conley out. So only 3 drivers of the 32 car field here tonight is currently out of the race. Everybody else is running, but laps down. But they're not truthfully all that far down, as I think the farthest I saw was 4 laps down, if I was looking at it right. And that's Robert Milbrath, and yeah, he's down 4 laps. That's still running. As looks like the 86 and the 73 are back on pit road. That's Mark Nelson. That's Mark Nelson and Jeffrey Cox. Looks like Bobby Watts is coming in. So are we having a late race pit stop here to finish this one out? And it looks like we very well may be, depending on when their pit lap was. Would Polt have something here as he last pitted at lap 39? Let's see, where did they last pit? Here we go. Youngblood at lap number 40. Well, 40 and a half, really. Could he have saved enough to make it to the finish? That's going to be interesting to see as they all come through here working off the corner. Drivers coming in for pit stops. Not sure if they're scheduled or unscheduled here, as different strategies have taken place here. Now, as more drivers come to pit lane. Tarpley, Bascom, Lorenzo coming there on the pit lane. That's going to put the pack up once more here, bunching up with 12 laps to go. Carson Youngblood back here in about 9th. Now he's moving up as drivers are on pit road. Robert Tester back here in the 36 machine, sitting 12. Michael Walker and others back here in this section of cars. You got the 15 of Austin Hunt, Jamie MacArthur back here as well. Robert Tester's now going into the pits. Jeff Ward up here in 3rd. He last pitted at lap 37. It's going to get interesting here as this one winds down. Thinking some of them were kind of hoping for a caution along the way, but they did not quite get that. Here we got Bascom, Walker, Hun back here. Bascom, Lorenzo, and Tarpley. Hun's a little farther back here in this other pack, along with Walker. Beeville, Texas, for Derek Buckaloo, leading the race at this moment in time, unless, well, let's see here. They still go for another lap here. This is going to be making it 10 to go as they storm down here towards corner number 1. Everybody, single file there in front of them. You got Chris Cornett running there second. More drivers coming to pit road. Austin Hun, Michael Walker, Michael Leminsk. So now we got more drivers a lap down here. And now we got 14 cars on the lead lap. As I said, this is going to get quite interesting here as we come down to the final stages of this. And we're looking there at the 96 of Tom Polt, as he is at the back of this little 5-car pack. McCarthy there, and leading them is the lap down car of Bobby Watts. Well, that's the first time we've seen a lap down car be in the mix of leaders, as with the 14, Bryce Reiner. As you see him there in amongst the leaders. Looks like we're getting some action there coming through off of the backstretch. Not sure if these drivers are setting up to pit with 9 laps to go. The one I'm kind of curious and keeping an eye on, though, is Carson Youngblood, as he's the one that pitted at lap 40. Kind of curious to know if these drivers end up pushing itself too far. Does Youngblood have the distance as we're down to 8 to go? Rolling here off the corner, now on the backstretch. Side by side there with Milbrath, as we see Youngblood coming in the pit road. So no, Milbrath did not want to take the chance. He's going to try to undercut the leaders a little bit, as the leaders have not come in. So that's going to tell me that no, they cannot make it to the end, as Youngblood has come into pits. Here coming off the corner. As do they come this time? They're down there along that yellow line. No, they do not. The leaders are staying out. Kind of curious on this call, as here comes Youngblood. He's out of the pits. He just went for a stop and go, getting a splash of fuel. Here comes the leaders on by him. He's going to end up losing the draft to that front pack. Who's going to be the next one to be able to pick him up? I think that's going to be Robert Tester. Or, no, scratch that. That'll be, oh, no one's around him at the moment. The next car to him is the 33, Benjamin Smith, who is also coming out of the pit road. You got the 35 of Michael Taylor up there on the racetrack as he comes around 1 and 2. He's going to be able to go past the 30, the 33 of Benjamin Smith down there on the inside. So Smith without draft and help. The 45 of Milbrath meets up there as they come down the backstretch into corner number 3. We have more drivers. Tommy Polt, Dustin Rogerson on pit road. And now we're down to 8 cars on the lead lap, and we're on board here with Chris Cornett out of Rome, Georgia. He's sitting here behind Buckaloo. Jeff Ward sitting back here third, right behind the lap machine. Oh, no, hang on to it. Don't get bumping now. You got 6 laps to go. Don't wreck the lap car yet. As they all now come storming on the pit road. They're Derek Buckaloo. Where's Chucky Tarpley? Does he come in this time? He's down there against that yellow line, coming through 1 and 2, so he did not come through that time. So that's going to give them a little bit more lap time to play with. I would assume these drivers are just going to go with a stop and go. They're already through off of pit road. They're all making their stops quick and smooth, trying to make sure that they keep that track position. Donald Ray out there in second place right now, but here comes a car on the outside. We got more coming. Jockey Tarpley rolling there off of corner number 2. He's behind the leaders, so the leaders really did a great job doing a stop and go, getting themselves back out there. And getting themselves up there, battling it out. As we see the 81 there leading the pack and amongst a bunch of lap down cars. Whoa, squeeze play there with the 81 in the middle, but they work it out now with 19. He's there in the middle groove as they try to work here through it. Oh no, there they go. There's the wreck on the front stretch. Do they keep it straight enough? They're going to say they do. That's Glatfelder up there into the outside wall. That's the 44 machine. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not Glatfelder. That's Chris Cornett in the 83 machine up there into the fence. And they try to force it along here. 4 laps to go as they work back onto the backstretch. Front to back, single file as they come back off. Sitting here with 12 drivers on the lead lap. There comes Bryce and Jeff trying to work together as they split the cars there coming up through the middle. Now they're looking to the outside as Bryce Reiner, he is a lap down, but he's doing all he can to help Jeff along, it looks like. As he's cutting that air for Jeff to come on through. But he's bringing with him that 12 machine of Tarpley. Tarpley having a good run here as well as he's up 17 spots, now 18. Jeff Ward up 17. Derek Buckaloo up 19 spots to lead this race. We've got Michael Walker, who is a lap down, sitting back here in 14th. He's up 14 spots. Dustin Rogerston up 10 spots. Just goes to prove that you can be pretty much anybody and come away with a run start pretty much anywhere in the pack and come up here and run at the front. Here with 3 laps to go, Jeff Ward is your leader now as Buckaloo tries to go back to the outside. Bryce holding them up out there in front, trying to just figure out who to help as he's now going to end up putting that sucker hole possibly, and he does. And now here the leaders come roaring down by him. They're going to ship Milt. They're going to shipped him back, and he came with a bad block. Caution is out, and upside down goes the 2 machine. Buckaloo around late block, and the 2 taking on a ride there. Upside down goes Bascom there tonight. Unfortunate for him for such a terrible way to end here tonight, running so well. Ends up on his roof here tonight. So here we'll see it unfold. As it come down the backstretch here, you'll see the 19 and the 89 are down there on the bottom. The 89 or the 81 of Bascom knows he's there. He's going to try to force a block. Ends up coming down across the nose of Jeff Ward and checking them all up. Jeff Ward's trying to keep it straight, but he's going to end up sliding up and getting turned by the 19. Everybody ends up turned there behind him. And then all of a sudden the 2 gets picked up upside down. The hood comes off of Jeff's car as the 2 takes a wild ride. Let's see where we can go with this. We'll go on board here with the 2. There you see the 81, and he just had nowhere to go, and all of a sudden he's along for the ride. Up there against the safety barrier and gets smashed up there against it again. Ends up upside down. And knocked the camera out. So Jeff Ward sitting there third. Lots of damage to the front end of that 89 machine. Brian Lorenzo pulling it down, parking it. Not sure what the issue there is for Lorenzo. Unless he's got to wait on somebody to pass. It looks like that's what he's doing. He had to wait for some drivers to pass him. As Tarpley now up 20 position, holds the lead after that craziness, as we're going to have a green-white checker to finish this one out here tonight. Donald Ray here in second, Adam Glatpowder. He's sitting up here third. These drivers back up where they started tonight. Sitting here in second and third. Chris Cornett back up here in the fifth, where he was sitting for most of the night, or where he started the night. Jim Treat up here in sixth. So the top 6 drivers who started up here at the front are now sitting up here at the front. 11 drivers on the lead lap. Dustin Rogerson, the last one, sitting in 11th. This is going to stack them all up for the restart. There you see that car all beat up there for Jeff Ward. Tough break for him, as the 81 as well sitting there on pit road of Derek Buckaloo. And they all end up now having to sort it all out. And it looks like Buckaloo might be lapped down now. And he's sitting back there in the pits. 3 laps to go. Everybody's getting stacked up. Lights are still on the pace machine. There you see Brian Lorenzo. There in second. Donald Ray third. Adam Glatpowder there in fourth. Chris Cornett there fifth. Jim Treat there sixth. So there you see 5 of the 6 cars up front running back about where they started tonight. The leader up 20 spots from where he started. So Tarpley starting in 20th position. Now is up here running in first. Lights are out on the pace machine. We're going to get ready for green flag racing here. And it looks like Jeff Ward is still on the pit road. Possibly done for tonight. Tough break there for Ward, as he had a great race going for him. As we got them now all rolling down the backstretch here, trying to find something going on. All right, here we go, down the back stretch, or down here around 3 and 4. Fred's going to pull off the racetrack. We're going to have 2 laps to figure this one out here tonight as they come storming back here towards the restart zone. Green flag is out. Barney waves that flag, and we're back. Green flag racing sharply. Getting a great start there on the restart as they come down here. He jumps to the high line. Here comes that number 19 of Donald Gray down there on the inside lane. But he's got damage to the front end of that machine. It looks like that car behind him, that is the 83 of Chris Cornett. We know he's got some damage on him. Now he comes storming down the backstretch. So that inside lane is going to be hurting there for some speed, as those drivers have damage as they come down here through 3 and 4. The 96 sitting way back off the pace, just trying to finish this one out. Down the front stretch, Ollie back there in about 5th, with Jim Treat there in 4th, as now he gets shoved up the racetrack. Ollie goes to the inside. as this is going to be official. White flag is out down here through the back straightaway. Hang on to it. Don't get shoving too hard, as you don't want to spin the guy out in front of you and get you collected up in it as well. And here they come down the backstretch, that outside lane, really trying to push along. That's Jim Treat out there in second spot on that, with Adam Glatfelder leading that outside lane. As now the one drops up there, and oh boy, what a bump there as they come there through 3 and 4. That was a heck of a shove there from that bottom lane. Now as they come here off of 4, everybody's fighting for position. 2 cars try to make it there in the middle, cannot do it as they come here towards the stripe. What? Oh man, what a move there, trying to make it off the grass, and the car snaps loose and pile up there coming across the line as Brian Lorenzo ends up winning the race. There's you got Carson Youngblood as the next driver back. Shockey Tarpley ends up third tonight, up 18 spots. Youngblood up 13 spots. Brian Lorenzo started on the pole and miraculously somehow gets himself in position to hang on to the lead as they come back here to the start-finish line to finish this one out here tonight. See if we can get our race results to come up here. Here is our finishing results. We have Brian Lorenzo there in first, Carson Youngblood there second, Jim Treat third, Shockey Tarpley there in fourth, Mark Nelson fifth, Ollie Reeves there in sixth, Adam Glatfelder finishes tonight in seventh, Donald Ray in eighth, Dustin Rogerson there in ninth, Chris Cornett finishes tonight in 10th, Michael Walker finishing tonight in 11th, Austin Hunn in 12th, Michael there in 13th, Jamie MacArthur there 14th, Jeffrey Cox there in 15th, Bobby Watts in 16th, Jamie Bray 17th, Michael Taylor there 18th, Chase Matsko finishes tonight in 19th, Bryce Reiner there in 20th, and 21st, Benjamin Smith, 22nd, goes to Amir Boscom. Austin Stucker finishes tonight in 23rd. David Duval there 24th. Tommy Polt there in 25th. Jeff Ward, what a disappointing night for him as he finishes 26th. Robert Milbrath finishes 27th. Derek Buckaloo, after leading there towards the end, ends up smashed, and he finishes tonight 28th. Robert Tester in 29th. Daniel Havens in 30th. 31st, Chris Emerson, and Graham Connolly there in 32nd here tonight. As we're watching Brian Lorenzo burn it down there, let's get with our winners here tonight. Great job for the season opener of the Cup Series. We got third place, Shockey. Tarpley. I don't see Tarpley. How about Youngblood? Good evening there. Good evening, Carson. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. How's second place feel tonight? It took a bit to get there.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm happy we got that last caution because I really needed something. I'd lost the draft earlier, and I really needed that last caution right there. I had some good teammates helping me out.
You could have done without the excitement on the last lap, though, I'm sure.
I feel like it was pretty calm. I had Adam, Jim, and Chris, my 0X teammates up there. We were pretty happy. It was pretty calm up there. We got it.
Because it looked like coming there to the line, it got a little crazy.
Oh yeah, just close your eyes and hold the gas down. Hope you make it.
Well, congrats for getting second place here tonight for the season opener tonight. Can you carry this momentum? Does this help gain some momentum to start the season out?
Yeah, I really hope so. I feel like we got a good shot. I wasn't sure how the super speedway stuff was going to go at the start of the season, but I feel like especially when we get to the shorter tracks and the mile and a half will be pretty fast. So it's always nice to start off with a podium finish here at Daytona.
Well, congrats again. And you got any shout outs or sponsors you'd like to mention here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank 0X Media and Design. We had a lot of teammates in here. Thank you for everything they do. Youngblood Upholstery, Youngblood Racing, and yeah, thank you guys for putting this on.
Oh, it's our pleasure to put it on, and you guys put on a heck of a show tonight. I've seen races go worse here at Daytona, where the pace car led the most laps. Luckily, we didn't have that tonight, and it was great shows.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean race. I was actually pleased with how it went. That was a really good race.
Well, again, congrats on second place, and hopefully we'll see you back next Wednesday for the race number 2 of the Cup Series.
Yeah, of course. I'll be back. Let's try to get one spot better.
Alrighty. Sounds great. You enjoy your evening.
Thank you. You too.
That's Carson Youngblood, our second place. Oh, there he is. I was going to say, where is our winner at? Good evening there, Brian. How's it going?
Hey, how we doing? Doing good, man. We just won the race.
Well, you started on pole. Seems like you got shuffled back into the pack, and then you come out leading at the end. Kind of take us through your evening of racing here.
Yeah, man. From start to finish, we try to take it easy, play it smart, try to control the field whenever we got the chance. Pretty much my game plan was just to try to stay in the top 10 all night, and that's what we did. And we got lucky to put ourselves. We got lucky that we were able to put ourselves in a place to win, and that's how we got it.
Definitely, you did a great job staying there towards the front, like you said, all night long, just keeping it within eye shot of the lead, but not really pushing too extra hard. But he definitely ended up getting a well-deserved win here tonight. I feel bad for a couple drivers that ended up having some issues there right before the green-white checker, but it definitely bunched the field up and gave us a pretty good race there to the finish.
Yeah, man. I was barely able to sneak through that wreck at the end. I wasn't even. I had a bunch of steering damage, but the car still had power. And in American racing, you already know that's all you need, some power. But yeah, she was pretty beat up, but hey, got her to the line.
Got you to the line in first, and that's pretty much, well, you know what they say, a win's a win no matter how you come about it, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, if I hadn't worked with my teammates all night, I wouldn't have been up there in the first place. Uh, so yeah.
Well, you just kind of touched on it there. How important is it to have teammates to work the draft here at Daytona?
Very, very important. As you saw at night, me, the 51, the 12, and the 2 were just working together, and um, yeah, it's just nice to have, especially with this type of pack racing, where being organized is really the way to be fast. Even with 3 cars, we were able to undercut the field and catch back up after the pit stop. And most of the race, probably saw our cars up front, racing, having fun, all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, at the end, I had to ditch my teammate, but one of us had to block that run.
Well, sometimes that happens. You want to get that win for yourself, but you also want to get it for the team. So you gotta figure out, okay, who's going to sacrifice for second place and or
Yeah,
worse.
man, I saw a train coming on the top, man. I was like, well, one of us, it felt like we both looked at each other and we were like, well, one of us is going to have to block the run.
Well, congrats there. We're getting the win. Who's your sponsors or shout outs you want to give here tonight?
Man, I got to shout out Allied Universal, man. Great security company if you need security in any local area. They buy a lot of small contracts pretty much everywhere. And I'd like to thank UA, the University of Albany, for giving me my education, dorming, everything. It's great here. I'd recommend anybody that's interested to transfer or to come to the school. It's great. And thank you to the broadcast guys. Did a great job on the broadcast as usual. Can't wait to have you guys next week.
Alrighty, well, we'll look forward to seeing you here next week, and hopefully you can carry this momentum with you in as we hit the next track, which is going to be, looking at the schedule, looks like we're on our way to Atlanta.
Yeah, it's another super speedway. Hopefully my teammates will show up. I think they will. I think they had a lot of fun today. So, love me the super speedway tracks. And also, it's just nice, when you finish super speedways, anything can go wrong. So it's just nice to get a win or even just a top 5 or top 10 finish. Because at the end of the day, we have a really long season. So it would suck to look back, 10, 13 races down the line. Oh, we wrecked out. So really excited going into Atlanta.
Well, let's hopefully this momentum stays with you and enjoy the victory here tonight. And we'll see you back next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty, enjoy your evening. All right, that was Brian Lorenzo. As we get ready to head off here, we want to thank everybody for coming out and taking time, watching the race. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the action out here tonight as we get ready to send this one off here at Fleeger Farm TV on the pole for this episode. Thank you so much for coming out and watching Daytona, and we'll catch you. We'll see here. We know Sunday night we got a race, hopefully, and then we'll have to see if we got any more coming up. So stay tuned. Make sure you get notified or have news of some sort of when upcoming races are. Thank you so much for watching.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. These late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want